اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu shall question every overseer about the responsibility which was placed on his shoulders. Did he fulfill his responsibility or not? Mentioned by Ibn Hibban. Ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam saying, each one of you is a guardian and each one of you is answerable for his charge. The leader is a guardian and is answerable for his charge. The man is a guardian over his family and is answerable for his charge. The woman is a guardian over her husband's house and is answerable for her charge. The servant is a guardian over his master's wealth and is answerable for his charge. So each of you is a guardian and each one of you is answerable for his charge. Mentioned by Bukhari. Ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, when Allah Jalla Jalaluhu appoints someone to oversee others, whether they are few or many, He will most certainly question him on the day of resurrection as to whether he upheld the order of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu with regard to them or not. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu will even question him about his family members, whether he upheld the order of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu with regard to them or not. Mentioned by Ahmad. Abu Dharr radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, I feel that you are a weak person who will not be able to fulfill positions of responsibility, and I like for you what I like for myself. You should therefore not take a position of authority over two people, nor should you accept the responsibility of an orphan's wealth. Mentioned by Muslim. Note, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying to Abu Dharr radiallahu ta'ala anhu that if he was weak like him, he would not have accepted any position of authority over two people. Abu Dharr radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, I asked, O Messenger of Allah, why do you not appoint me as a leader? Abu Dharr radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam struck me on my shoulder and said, O Abu Dharr, you are weak, and this leadership is a trust in this world and a source of disgrace and regret on the day of resurrection, except for that person who is able to fulfill his right and fulfill his responsibilities with regard to it. Mentioned by Muslim. Abd al-Rahman ibn Samura radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, O Abd al-Rahman ibn Samura, do not ask for leadership. If you are given it after asking for it, you will be left on your own, and you will not receive any help from Allah Jalla Jalaluhu in fulfilling your responsibilities. But if you are given it without asking for it, you will be helped by Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. Mentioned by Bukhari. Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, there will come a time when you will hanker after leadership, whereas it will be a cause of regret on the day of resurrection. The similitude of leadership is like a breastfeeding woman who is much liked by the infant at the beginning but disliked when she weans the infant. Mentioned by Bukhari. Note, the second part of this hadith means that when a person receives leadership, he likes it and enjoys it like an infant who likes the woman who is breastfeeding him. When leadership goes away from a person, he dislikes it just as the infant dislikes the woman when she weans him. Auf ibn Malik radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, if you want, I will explain to you the reality of leadership. I shouted out 3 times, what is it, O Messenger of Allah? He said, the first stage of leadership is criticism, the second stage is regret, and the third stage is punishment on the day of resurrection. However, the person who acts justly will be saved from all this. But how can he act justly with his relatives? Mentioned by Tabarani. In other words, even if he desires justice, he will be overcome by his disposition and act leniently towards his relatives. Note, the person who becomes a leader is criticized from all sides. He then becomes agitated by the criticism of people and starts to regret asking himself, why did I accept this position? Then, in the final stage, if he does not mete out justice, he will be punished in the hereafter. In short, he will suffer disgrace and humiliation in this world and a severe torment in the hereafter. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, if a person is made leader over a group of people while there is someone in that group who pleases Allah Jalla Jalaluhu more than him, then he has betrayed Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, betrayed the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and betrayed the Muslims, mentioned by Hakim. Note, this warning will not apply if there is some religious advantage in appointing a person despite there being someone who is more eligible than him. On one occasion, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent a delegation and appointed Abdullah ibn Jahash radiallahu ta'ala anhu as its leader. He said, he is not the best of you, but he is more patient over food and drink than you. Mentioned by Ahmed. Ma'aqil ibn Yasar radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam saying, the leader who takes charge of the Muslims and then does not endeavor for their well-being will not enter paradise with them. Mentioned by a Muslim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to make amal upon whatever we have listened to, and may He give us the tawfiq to share this to others. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.